Who's going first?
Oh, I don't know what else was. Okay. We're the Flash. See, this is how it happened on our trial one too, and it was actually really funny. So we'll probably never get this right.
Okay.
I'm Kate. Not a question. I am Kate. Oh no, that sounds like Bruce Jenner is like, I am Kate. Like it sounds like his TV show.
Her TV show.
Her TV show. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Switching of the brains. Got to think. Okay.
Okay.
But I'm still Kate.
And I'm Camille.
There you go.
I am Camille. Yes.
I am Camille and I am Kate.
And we are
the Flasher. The Flasher. Sorry. I was distracted. Are you knitting right now? Are you
I'm crocheting. Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm totally focused though. I'm totally focused.
That's some multitasking right there.
Hey. Considering I've only been putting this off for like, forever. I need to finish it. So sorry.
That's okay. You do you.
I feel like we've gone completely off the rails. I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay. And I support that. I am okay with that.
So what are we talking about today, Kate?
It is season 3, episode 1 of The Flash. It started back up Tuesday. Pretty excited about that. Except, we'll get into that. But
I already know what you're going to say. I already know what you're going to accept or not accept.
So I meant to watch the last episode of season 2 because I actually kind of forgot some key things, such as, his dad getting murdered. pretty big deal.
Kind of a little bit. So to recap, when we last left Barry Allen, his father had been murdered by the supervillain Zoom.
Right in front of him.
Zoom. Yeah.
I forgot.
And then Barry decided he was just gonna, fix everything or mess it up. Who knows? Yeah. Join us next season.
But we all know he's screwing things up. Classic Barry.
It's Barry. Classic Barry Allen.
So in the first episode of season 3, episode 1, it starts off with Barry at jitters, and you have to tell me if I'm making this up because I think I thought a lot of things that I was making up throughout watching this episode. Obviously, because I was like, his dad never died.
Small detail.
Did that? I kind of had a deja vu moment with that. Did that happen again, where he was at jitters and wanting to talk to Iris and like pumping himself up for that, or am I making that up?
I know. So I don't know that it was a callback to anything specific, like the first episode. Because the first episode, I think we first see them at the police station together is when we first see them. I don't know. We both just watched it like a month ago. We should probably remember. But anyway, so I don't think I'm sure at some point we have seen Barry waiting for Iris in CC Jitters. So
probably every episode.
Probably really. Most of the early episodes before, he really decided to start messing with people's lives completely.
Or before, because she had that, I'll never forget recalling her dissertation thing.
Oh, yeah, leaving her dissertation on her computer and then carrying it around with her.
Yeah.
To random places. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so
her dissertation that she never finished, clearly.
Yeah, and in journalism, of all things, like, come on, Iris. That's why Barry shouldn't be with her, because she makes poor life choices. Yeah.
Hey, take it from someone with a theater degree. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that.
That was, what, your bachelor's?
Yeah, no, my master's is even better. It's nonprofit management, so clearly I'm the smart one in the room. Two useless degrees.
Bachelor's of General Studies right here.
See, I should have gotten my master's in general studies, though. I feel like that would have been more beneficial. So,
It just sounds really crappy. Like, I feel like they could have given it a better name than just general studies. It's more like
you want to learn everything, so you're a generalist.
Bachelor of having ADD. That's like
Look, if doctors can be considered generalist, then so can you. There you go.
Nobody wants me working on them, though. They might. I don't know. We could ask.
We'll see.
Yeah. So I have some notes, but I want to skip past them, I think.
Okay.
Because yeah. Well, my third note is Iris sucks. Obviously, because I don't like her at all. Which is funny. I went to a community, my husband and I, a community group Bible study last night, and we ended up talking about the Flash and like separate births. And he was like, wait, and it was people that we'd never known before. And he's like, wait, so which character is your favorite? And I was like, not Iris West. And he goes, obviously. And he just goes, Cisco. And we were like, yeah, Cisco.
Yes. Duh. Clearly. Poor Iris.
No.
I feel bad for her. Hey, Black girls unite, okay? I got to give the sister some love.
Well,
just a little bit.
All right.
Okay, I feel like she has. Okay, so I know you don't watch Doctor Who, but I feel like she had like this weird Martha syndrome where they just give her really crappy stories to work with, and she's kind of also like Lana Lang was in the Smallville series, where it's always focused around her or Barry and her like saving her, or there's always a storyline where he's trying to save her or rescue their relationship, blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons I stopped watching Smallville, because I was tired of everything being like about Lana. And the Flash, I don't think the Flash has that big of a problem with it, but I can certainly see where like if he keeps making decisions based on his relationship with Iris, then things are going to get very tedious very soon.
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely, one of my, so I guess in the beginning, he asked her out pretty early on, right? Obviously, because what else would they do?
They have no lives. No, I think so. We see he's like at Jitters about to ask her out, and then there's an emergency, and we see Kid Flash. What?
Can I just say, okay, so you're crocheting, and I'm working on untangling necklaces that tangled up while we moved from Texas to Tennessee. I'm getting nowhere. But he, when he asked her out, and she's like, oh, like, you should just, like, slow down or whatever. And he said that speed has always been a problem of his. I was just like, if someone said speed had always been a problem, I would just assume, like, he was talking about drugs. Because those are the kind of people that had asked me out. That's what I would be used to, is somebody addicted to speed, literally.
Yeah, I had the opposite inclination. I was like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Because I've dated those kind of people. Whoops. They were all very lovely guys. Okay, just a small flaw. No pun intended. No, that's not. It's not what I meant. Anyway, is it hot here? Ooh, okay.
Well, okay. So when we
so we see Kid Flash, and it's actually Wally, which I think they were kind of alluding to happening anyway, since him and what's her face
got hit by
the new, what is that thing?
Speed Force? Was that what it was? Again, I can't even remember when somebody dies. So.
No, it's they recreated the explosion that made the Flash.
Oh, the particle accelerator?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you remembered that.
I know. The things I remember. It's because I have it written down in my notes.
Oh, look at that.
My notes.
The handy notes. So we see that, and then at some point we end up back at Jitters, and he asks her out.
Oh, yeah.
And we learn that, so not only are we in the alternate timeline, but no one, like Barry and the West family, have like little to no connection, which is weird because I feel like in the earlier seasons, like,
oh yeah,
you're like, oh yeah, Barry and Iris are best friends, and that's why we took him in. Am I remembering that wrong? And then all of a sudden it's like, well, we had one class together in middle school, and I've loved you ever since. Like, that seems a little...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it that they were friends, or was it just that Joe was working on was it Joe that linked them together?
I really feel like they mentioned them being like really close friends, and that's why he took him in.
Gotcha.
But
that makes sense.
I could be wrong.
I feel like that's right.
So anyway, it seemed a little weird. But anyway, Barry remembers the past. No one else remembers, obviously. Well, not the past, the alternate timeline. Clearly, no one
Mhm.
else remembers. And you have Barry with his not dead father, who was dead, and his not dead mom.
I remember that because they keep bringing it up.
They won't let that one die. Pun intended.
Wasn't it kind of creepy though? Like, okay, so first, whenever I saw him walking randomly from one side of the street to his house, I was like, I would not want to carry groceries up to that house. So many steps. No, thank you. I seriously was just like, that would suck. But when she's like, oh, there's my beautiful baby boy, I was like, ew. He's like 30. Stop.
Stop, Mom. Mm.
But he's just like, yep, here I am. Like, I'm beautiful. Like, was it creepy to you? Because I felt kind of like the whole, like, when they were together, I didn't know if that was supposed to be intentional with the Flashpoint paradox thing that they're doing, or
I think it's
if
just,
I was just
I think that's
weirded
just,
out.
That's just, yeah. Because I feel like that's,
Deborah was kind of,
oh, was he weird? I mean, maybe it's just me then.
well, he was like, well, it's supposed to be creepy, so I don't know if he was just like brushing me off because I kept saying like stuff out loud, and he was like,
Well, I didn't see it as
"Shut up,
creepy.
woman."
I felt it was more like what she always called him. So, of course, she would still call him that. I don't know. That's kind of what I got from it. But my mom and my brother have a weird relationship. So maybe I'm coming from a different place of understanding.
Yeah.
Like moms and their sons are very close.
Oh, I know. I know.
Shush. That's a different podcast. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I did. I said this. Well, my notes are terrible. I never took notes in college. This probably explains why they're dumb. I just said this creepy. Like,
Two
like
words.
I'm learning how to like speak like Tarzan.
Jane, wife, this creepy.
And then shut up, Iris.
Of course, had to definitely. So I do have a little bit of comic book background for you because I don't know if you know. So in the Flashpoint comics, I didn't realize like Flashpoint was basically DC's way of revamping the entire DC universe. Like I don't know why I thought it was an older timeline than what it actually is, or storyline. But this is when they came out with the New 52, which was only what, maybe 5-6 years ago, I guess.
Like the comics that we have, like the Wonder Woman comics that we have, like that New 52?
That New 52.
Wow.
So that was kind of their way of revamping, like leading into the whole revamping of the DC universe. So Wikipedia told me, you know, Barry, like we see here, he wakes up and he is in this alternate timeline where his mom's alive. But in this one, for some, like in the comic book, his dad has died from a heart attack like a couple of years before.
Mm-hmm.
So his mom's alive, but like all of the superheroes that he was with in the Justice League are like non-existent. And somehow like Superman is missing or doesn't exist. Well, it's not that the superheroes are non-existent. I'm sorry. It's like Wonder Woman is like ruling the British Isles with the
I have the Wonder Woman Flashpoint Paradox comics. And she's like a beast. Like
nice. I need to get those.
I think like decapitates what is Aquaman, Mira?
Oh,
Mira's
yeah.
head.
Okay, that sounds familiar.
Well, I might be confusing that with the Flashpoint movie, the cartoon movie that's on Netflix. But I think in the comics, I didn't get to finish them. She's supposed to marry Aquaman. That's what I was looking for whenever my desk was like, I was like, oh, I'll stop. I won't look for that right now. But yeah. So yeah, she's vicious and that's amazing.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to probably get my hands on that series then for her. So yeah, the whole like superhero system is all weird and out of whack, and Barry's like trying to go around convincing people like, hey, remember me? I'm the Flash, but he's not the Flash anymore at all. Like he doesn't even have powers. And then Batman is actually Thomas Wayne and not Bruce Wayne.
His son, right? Like Bruce Wayne's Bruce Wayne's dad. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So Bruce died instead, and I think I don't know. I might be making this up because I didn't see it. Is like his mom the Joker, and like she's bat crazy.
I think that,
or is that just like a fan fiction I read?
I've heard of that. Yeah, because like, doesn't she go crazy from her son from Bruce dying or something?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I think that's right.
Okay.
I've heard that as well.
So anyway, so back to my point, which was I was kind of disappointed with the way they set this up with being like the episode like they squozed? No. They
no.
Squeezed. They squozed it. All of that into one episode, which I felt they could have easily made that a 2-episode arc. And not only that, but instead of Barry's motivation to go back in time being to right all these horrible, horrible wrongs that his time travel has created throughout the universe, it's just to save Wally because he loves Iris.
Yeah.
So maybe that's kind of going back to my original point. Like, I have to give Iris some points. She's just being dealt really crappy hands. Like, Barry makes bad decisions. Like, just live in the alternate timeline and get over. I mean, you're about to lose all your memories anyway. So
that's
what's
true.
The point? Just start anew.
And well, maybe because he was the first thing that I noticed was that Barry seemed happy to not be the Flash anymore when there was, Kid Flash. And he even says that later on in the episode. So then it's like, well, crap, like Wally died. Now I got to be the Flash. Like, freaking, like, no, I don't want this.
I don't want to be the Flash. So let me go back and again.
Which was kind of interesting because it seemed like in the other seasons that he liked being the Flash. Like sure there was burden to it, but it was like, oh, like he went from being this nerdy kid that was always getting picked on for not being fast and stuff. Like, I think that's even like, oh, I was not a fast runner. Like, I don't know. I feel like that was something.
I guess when you live in an alternate timeline where your mother isn't murdered by a supernatural force, you kind of get over things.
Right. Yeah. And it was interesting because it's like all these bad things is his motivation for being the Flash. And then once he had them, he was like, well, screw it. Like, I don't need to be the Flash anymore. Like, I'm good.
Yeah. So.
Which, I guess, but I'd still want to be fast. But my, when Iris and Barry go on their walk or whatever, their coffee, their iced tea
walk.
And something happens, and they're, I guess, near the police station, and then a cop, like, runs out, and Barry's just like, what's going on? And then they, like, tell him everything that's going on. They're like, oh, yeah, actually, like, give him, like, a full report. And I'm like, when does that ever happen? Like, where you're just like, sup? And they're like, oh, this, and this.
This is this, and this is his name, and here's his picture. Can you help us find him?
No. Yeah, just to a random pedestrian.
I guess maybe because he works there.
That was my logic, and I told Deborah that, and he was like, no, I don't think so.
Like, he's just in forensics. No one cares about them.
Which, when you said works there, I thought it was kind of, and I think just in general, I am with you that built up this Flashpoint paradox, and they may even continue that with the rest of the season in a completely different way. But, like, I don't know, I was expecting it to be so much more different from knowing a little bit about the Flashpoint paradox from the comics and watching that movie and stuff, but nothing was really that different. It was like just Cisco and Caitlin had different jobs, but everybody else had pretty much the same job.
Right.
I was like, come on, guys, like, they're the only two that are different in this timeline. Like, come on.
It's a little. Well, the police chief isn't gay.
Oh.
He isn't a gay Latino, so there's that kind of. But he's a black man, so I don't know which side to go with. Like, I'd like to support both ends of the spectrum. But that's just me. Side note. So yeah, I think there wasn't. It's kind of like what I was saying. There wasn't a big enough catalyst for him to go back and fix things. Like, everything was just kind of cool. Like, one, you're about to lose all your memories, so it won't matter. And two, I mean, why would you go back just for Wally? Like, you literally met this dude, like, what, 2 months ago, 3 months ago?
Yeah. And he was actually really annoying, like his sister.
And no one liked him. You didn't like him because you thought he was taking your place. And now you're willing to screw up your entire family, murder your mom again.
Yeah.
In order to save his life because you love Iris.
And she's really not that great. So, and it's especially if you watch Supergirl and they have their, mashup, they're so adorable together that I'm like, I hate Iris even more because they're just so dorky and adorable. But, yeah, and I think I don't know, there was a lot that I thought I had figured out, but I didn't. Like, I was, like, convinced that the rival Flash was actually Barry as well. Like, baby Barry. Like, I don't know how I can explain this without being really confusing.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Okay, so he goes back in time.
Right.
And he stops the guy from killing his mom.
Right.
And so then he continues living out that timeline, right? He goes back in time when Barry is, like, 12.
Right. So how long is he waiting around to live out his timeline, or does time automatically speed up to where he's his age?
That's what, and then at the end they fade away, like when they come back to kill his mom, like
right, like it never happened.
Fades away. But I don't remember that happening where they faded away. Is that a word? Faded away. Yeah.
Yes.
Like didn't they like talk to past Barry and future Barry at one point? Like weren't they?
Well, he's always like seen himself every time he's gone back, and they've like, there's that one time where he's looking through the kitchen door and he like tells him not to do the thing. So they see each other, but I think once they do an action, it negates that other person.
Gotcha.
Is basically what happens, which is my problem with time travel. I hate time travel so much. And I watch Doctor Who, so it's very confusing. But I don't like it. It's a weird plot device. It never makes sense to me. I think the only time time travel has ever made sense to me in a movie is in the movie Looper.
Oh yeah,
with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Like for some reason that makes sense to me, but nothing else. And like I don't even like Back to the Future for that reason. Like how do you not recognize your son looks like the dude that hooked up you and your husband? That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. That's true.
And then you name like no, I don't know. Ugh, I don't like it.
But we're basing this podcast off of it, so.
But I do think they'll make up, like clearly, based on the ending of the episode, we're going to have some more time traveling, or he's going to have to try to fix things in the present universe he's created, and which isn't actually the universe he was from. So where did Reverse Flash take him if not where he was supposed to be? Because it's not like he changed his past enough. Yeah, like he can't change the past of the past that he wasn't even in. He altered the future past. So that wouldn't have any direct effect on Iris. So why would she all of a sudden not be talking to her family?
Oh, yeah. And again, I think that goes with your point of being like, they just kind of use Iris like a little pawn. Is like, that's his realization that things aren't really the same, other than like the Reverse Flash being like, which by the way, the Reverse Flash is like, I feel like he needs like a 1930s mustache, and he like needs to like see like things aren't always as they seem, Barry. Like okay.
Well, he's tying Iris to the tracks.
Yeah.
Tying Iris to the train tracks like in a cartoon.
Like on Rocky and Bullwinkle. Or not the Dudley Do-Right. Yeah.
Like, there you go.
Like I told you it's the Flashpoint paradox. See? And like he's on the porch and he's just like, I didn't really take you to the right place. And Barry's just like, what? Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna go inside my house.
Yeah, that doesn't make. And then now he's alive, so does it mean Eddie's alive? And is he still gonna be dating Iris? And what the heck happened there? Like, I feel I have an idea of where the story. Like, well, I have a theory. Like maybe Iris is pissed because Joe took her mom back and developed a relationship with Wally and kind of shut her out because she didn't want to forgive her mom. And then the mom dies. Yeah. She's also dead. There you go. Stop forgetting about dead parents, okay?
I remember how she died, though. She died of Mr. Freeze's wife's disease. So I don't remember that.
I cannot believe you just did a callback to Batman Forever.
I read that. Yes, but I read it on Wikipedia. That was the disease. Like they shared that disease. Like
oh, okay.
It's true.
That is hilarious. Now all I have are pictures of Arnold Schwarzenegger in that ridiculous costume in my head. And you know what? I feel like that Batman movie gets a bad rap. It was entertaining, and it had Drew Barrymore. So
that's right.
Briefly, but you know, she was in it.
Is that the one with Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy too?
Yeah. And Tommy Lee Jones is Two-Face. What?
So many villains. My goodness.
I know. It's kind of like the recent one where they screwed it up with too many villains.
I haven't seen them yet.
Really?
We've been waiting for Redbox. We have a child. We can't just go to movies. She brings us down, man.
Okay, the Christopher Nolan Batmans came out before your child was born.
Oh, those. Yeah, no, I watched those.
I was like, wait, how have you not seen those? Those came out like 5 years ago.
I didn't know which ones you were talking about. I thought you were talking about the ones with Ben Affleck. Wait, no, he doesn't have his own Batman movie.
He doesn't have one yet. Not yet. No.
That's right. I
haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I heard it's poop.
That's what they all say about the DC ones that weren't Batman.
Oh my God, what are you doing? Stop scratching.
Oh, could you hear that? Sorry.
We're first-time podcasters, if you haven't noticed yet. If you're still listening, even.
I know. They're like, these broads are dumb. I put my notes side by side because Deborah was like, I can hear you flipping, and it's bothering me, like flipping my papers on our test run. So whatever.
Well, he's going to hate this.
Why are you scratching? I don't know. But it's a Wonder Woman pen I was using to scratch.
Ooh, fancy. I like that. Where'd you get that one?
Really good. I think my cousin got it at Hobby Lobby, I want to say.
Oh, I can't shop at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
Because they hate women.
As do I.
I knew it.
Really just, people. Okay, so when Barry had all of his friends back together who had no idea who he was, and he was like, oh, I can help you guys fight metahumans. Nobody seemed to acknowledge that the particle accelerator couldn't have gone off because we did not have the beautiful blue-eyed whispering angel of a man, Harrison Wells. Where was he in the season?
No. Well, not yet.
Season?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm assuming so because they have to go back. We're going back to the present past, the alternate present.
You know what I'm hoping? I hope that Iris is dating Harrison.
That'd be awesome.
Right? And Barry would just see that he really just needs to give up on her and life will be okay.
And date Supergirl.
It really, man, Joe is so emotional, for real. When Barry comes in, he's like, well, where's Iris? And he's like, I'm going to chalk that up to grief. And then, storms off. I'm like, dude, can you just,
pump the brakes?
His dad, he just watched his dad's, heart, get vibrated to death or something. I don't know. Could you just, chill?
It's not about you, Joe. It's not about you.
It's really not about you, Joe. Whatever. Also, just always assume that he's screwing up some sort of timeline and he doesn't know what's going on.
Have we not learned yet that, and given the opportunity, Barry will F up the timeline, and you will all be confused. I'd say Joe is definitely one of the most emotional characters on that show. He's always about to yell or about to cry.
Yeah,
and it's
so very annoying.
It's annoying, but it's also nice to see. I'm going to go ahead and say it, especially in the light of recent conversations around mental health. It's nice to see a Black man who's not afraid to cry and have emotions, and also especially on TV where you don't see Black male characters with a whole lot of depth and character development. He's annoying, yeah, don't get me wrong, but it's I try to look at it from a different perspective where most people who cry at the drop of the hat to me are annoying. So
I think I do that. Lennox and I were watching The Princess and the Frog today, and I cry randomly during that movie. Not even necessarily sad parts. I'm just oh, there's so much hope. Oh, it's nice.
Her dreams can come true. She's working so hard.
Yes, and it's a little ridiculous. I think some things didn't get worked out the way they should have once your baby's out of your body. But yeah. So, I mean, if the particle accelerator didn't explode, there wouldn't be a need to fight metahumans. And he's like, yeah, let's do this. And nobody's like, what's a metahuman? They wouldn't exist.
So, but something had to have happened because there are metahumans.
But there's only speedsters. There weren't any, because like even Wally was like, yeah, I was driving in my car, got hit by lightning because I'm a street racer.
So it was only speedsters? Maybe, see, that's why they needed to explain more about the universe he created or that he was in based on his time travel. Mm-hmm. Because we have all these questions. I mean, I'm sure no one else has these questions because we're weird, but I would like to have them answered. So I don't know if there would be, I mean, I found it weird kind of to what you were saying that, you know, after he kidnapped Caitlin from her her child ophthalmology office, so that she was not at all freaked out.
Yeah, and she was just a natural, like, investigative scientist. Like,
right.
I get it, like, yeah, like, I get it. You know, there's science behind being a pediatric eye doctor, but probably not exploring...
Right, the vibrations and wavelengths of camera security systems or whatever it was she said. I did like how Wally, when she's like, have I been kidnapped? He's like, it's unclear.
Yeah, that was good. That's like the only time I liked
really laughed. Yeah, that was really funny. He's like, it's unclear. So I'm really hoping he actually has powers in the new universe or whatever universe they end up in. I'll feel really, really cheated if where Barry is now, Wally isn't getting powers, because I really feel like they set that up at the end of the last season for him to have powers finally. So I don't want to wait till season 4 for a Kid Flash. I think that'd be really crappy.
Yeah. I needed more Cisco.
Yes, always. Even if he's a weird, rich douchebag.
Yeah, but even then he was still pretty great. Like, he was
funny.
Cisco, yeah. I thought that the girl in the elevator at first was Caitlin. I was like, is he making out with Caitlin?
I know, so did I.
Okay, good, because there was just like, no. And I was like, whatever. Like, you know us white girls, we all look the same.
No comment. I'm just gonna keep crocheting.
Oh, man. One of my notes is Caitlin helps baby eyes.
What?
Caitlin helps baby eyes. Like, I couldn't think to spell out pediatric. Like, what? Like, I just thought that was really weird. Random question, and I thought about this because you're very into the Instagram game. You could be into other games, but I only have Instagram. I was surprised that you didn't have the 3-character thing, the 3 fictional character thing.
Oh, yeah.
Who are your 3?
Oh, see, that's why I didn't do it, because I cannot decide. Like, I feel it'll be a little, like, predictable for me to pick Wonder Woman, since that's what I'm usually associated with. So I feel like everyone expects me to pick Wonder Woman. But I don't know if I identify with her on that level, although I do want to be an Amazon most of the time. So I think, then I was like, well, Princess Tiana, but I don't know if that's because I cosplay Princess Tiana and work as her at parties.
No, I think you're very hardworking. I mean, I think I think that would apply to you for sure.
Okay, so we'll go with Princess Tiana. I think I would definitely choose, so I have to choose Dorothy Spornak from Golden Girls.
Golden Girls?
Yeah. So, Princess Tiana, middle-aged white woman or senior citizen.
Yeah, not even middle-aged. Don't give her that much.
You know.
Ma.
Ma. Shady Pines, Ma. Shady Pines. Because, she's like brassy and always like a social justice warrior, and that's kind of my personality. And then,
I can see that.
So now I'm stuck with the third one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to say, my first instinct is to say Maxine Shaw from Living Single, Max. Mm-hmm. But I feel like she's too much like Dorothy, and that's probably why, because they're very similar characters.
Yeah. I still love that show.
I know.
I'm surprised there.
Such a great... Kate likes Black people. So much she married one. So why don't you marry one?
Sure did. Nailed it.
So, okay. So I think I know my last one. All right, here it is. Oh gosh, what's her name? I know the actor's name.
What's the actor's name?
Ali Sheedy.
Oh, from The Breakfast Club?
Allison in The Breakfast Club. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
nice.
I'm going to stick with that for my three. So we have Princess Tiana, the author's Dorothy Spornak, and Ali Sheedy's Allison.
I like
from
that.
The Breakfast Club. Thank you.
I was also like you where I couldn't decide. So I asked Devery, my husband, and there was I guess I had some in there that I chose. His were Britta from Community. I don't know if you ever watched that show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah. Kind of. I don't want to say high strung in a bad way, but she's very like enthusiastic when she gets, into something, and she's gung ho and she's gonna do it, and she's kind of saucy and sassy.
But then it's usually pretty fleeting, which is talking to the person that tried to be vegan, tried to be like justice for animals. I'm gonna be vegan, and then like, I'm hungry. Where's a taco?
But I need tacos.
Yes,
yeah,
I do. So he chose Britta, and he did have Jessica Day.
Obviously. I would be upset if you didn't choose Jessica Day, because that is you.
With the brown hair and bangs right now and glasses?
Yeah, exactly. Probably the exact same glasses, I think.
Cardigan?
Are you wearing tights?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not.
Points off.
Yeah.
But you are the Jess to my CC, so you have to choose Jessica Day.
And then he chose Helena, Sarah Manning playing Helena from Orphan Black, and I don't know why.
I'd be a little worried that your husband thinks you're Helena from Orphan Black.
Well, sometimes I do talk with like a Russian accent sometimes, like to him. I'm like, hello, honey, how are you? Like,
where's my sisters?
Yes. And I'm like, this I like whenever I eat food or something. But
it's improved your Russian accent since the last time you used it.
That's good. He said it was because on one of our first dates I was wearing like something kind of punkish or something like Sarah would wear, and I was like, okay, that's a Jessica Day and like punk Sarah Manning, like
right. being Helena for some reason.
Yes, but I would kind of veto that one. I think he was reaching with that one. And I went with a character from the show Happy Endings, and it's because she's always eating. I like to eat.
Oh my goodness.
I do like food. But I told Devery, I was like, no, I'm fairly certain that I relate to Barry because I would be going back in time so much. Like I hold on to the past to a ridiculous amount. Like things that I really need to just let go, I can't, and I want to go back in time and I want to change it. And whenever I'm bored, which is often, I think about it and I like play these scenarios out in my head in my alternate timeline that does not exist. It's sad.
That's a little sad. I feel
right?
You made me. Yeah, don't do that anymore.
I know.
Because in alternate timeline, we probably hate each other.
Aw. Well,
you don't have.
You started off like that.
I did start off hating you. Sorry, that was Steve's fault mostly, and you being so darn adorable and cute, Jessica Day-like. So
I was wearing bright yellow that day, wasn't I? That is very Jessica Day.
That is, and I now have that same colored sweater because I was like, I need to be cute too. I need to be cute, and a yellow sweater will do that.
See, and you say that, and now I feel like all of my clothes are like black and white and like gloomy.
Well, all my other clothes are black and white and gloomy. Yellow. That's literally the only yellow article of clothing I own. So everything else is shades of gray.
Aw, like 50 of them?
No, ugh, gross. Get out of here.
I've never read that book, and I never will.
Good.
Never watched the movie. Never will.
Good. It's horrible, all of it. But
did you read it?
No.
Sorry, not to go off. Okay, good.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So yeah, I'll stop doing that because I see how it's affecting Barry, and I just don't want that.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't have an awesome husband and a cute baby either. So
That's true.
I feel
That's
like
very true.
you've hit the awesome trifecta with the three of us.
Woo,
So live in the moment.
I
Appreciate the
will.
now. That's advice for everybody. Practice gratitude for what you have now. Stop
True.
with the comparisons to others. And the only person you have to be better than is yourself.
I love it.
Yes.
With that being said, I need you to pick my third person then.
Oh, goodness.
Because I don't agree with my husband's.
Gosh. So we have Jessica Day. We have Britta.
Who am I gonna be? Who's the third person? This is a great way for the people, like the two people that are gonna listen to this. Our moms.
Right. Our moms and our significant others to learn about us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though my significant other chose two of them.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of through all like the characters I know. And
I feel like my instinct would be to say Belle, just because I read a lot, or I want to read a lot. My child doesn't let me read a lot. I have this desire to do this, but I feel like that's kind of like the Wonder Woman thing.
Yeah, it feels a little cliche.
Yeah. That was also my problem, that I couldn't think of anybody. I was like, I know who characters are.
I know things and people.
I know. Yeah, but
I can't think of anything. Crazy.
That's okay. I can just be two people.
Well, I mean, I'd really like to ponder on it. I don't want to make other people sit through my thinking, though. So how about
fair.
I will have one next time for you for sure. Spoiler for next week. A little luring you into the next episode. If you're even
person is Kate. Ooh.
Find out next time who Kate might be in fictional character form.
Yes.
I'm gonna choose Iris just to piss you off.
Don't do that. although I did take a BuzzFeed quiz one time, and it was like, oh, which Flash character are you going to marry? And it said Iris, and I was like, no! I'm so mad, and I tried to redo it, and tried to alter I went back in time, and I was trying to alter the results.
Alter the timeline.
Until I got Cisco.
Oh my
god. Yeah, I've got issues. But that's cool. Maybe
that's it. Maybe you're Cisco.
I don't think I'm. Okay, you have to explain. Explain that. I need to know.
You're nerdy. You're funny. You sometimes say crazy things. You have a lot of pop culture references. You're a joy to be around, and you're very helpful and caring.
So
I think you could totally be a Cisco, and you can feel the vibe. Start dancing.
Oh,
I feel like you probably dance the
with my hair.
Ooh, you can do it with your hair now. Yeah, feel the vibe.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, glasses off.
For those who are only listening, feel the vibe, Kate. Feel the vibe.
Oh, my neck hurts. Maybe I should also be a golden girl, because I'm like, oh, my body. Although they were pretty good. They were ready to go.
Good group of ladies. Good group of ladies.
Broads.
All right, Cisco.
Yeah. Is that it for the episode? Okay. So the rival. I tried to look something up on that person, and I didn't find anything. But in the end, Reverse Flash scratched on alchemy on the mirror. First thing, the wife.
Hard sleeper. Yeah.
Just,
I wish I slept like that. Jeez.
Yeah. I also know, because then I have no idea when people are scratching crap on my mirrors.
The ghost would get you.
Yeah. That's just pretend you're asleep. But yeah. I was like, alchemy, that sounds like a club from the 90s or something. We're going to Club Alchemy. Come on, losers. Let's go.
I'm pretty sure that was the name of a club in the 90s. I bet if you Google that, there might be still a club called Alchemy, probably in California.
Has to be.
I'm pretty sure. Or somewhere hip like Seattle, where you go in and they do all that science fusion with your drinks. And I'm sure they call the bar Alchemy. If not, copyright, trademark. I'm going to do it.
We're doing it. We're going to learn science stuff and make alchemy drinks.
And make drinks. Yes.
Yeah, I was just, weird.
I feel like maybe that's a completely made up character or based on another character, probably. I don't know what alchemy means at all. I mean, I know what the word alchemy is. I know what that means. I don't know what it means in context to the show. So I think they've set it up to be like, I guess, kind of a nice little weird mystery and a possible. I like that they brought back the guy who plays the Reverse Flash because I thought he was really good. And, with his twirly mustache. But I'm kind of upset about the whole Iris thing, and but I think it's going to be an interesting ride to see where they take, because it's kind of like they've ignored the original Flashpoint timeline to make a new one. So this is now his actual Flashpoint paradox, where you now have the Reverse Flash back in your life. He possibly can kill you again, or you have to now try to kill him. And now there's this other person who we don't know what's going to happen with. Is he going to become another speedster or use alchemy to become a wizard? And will and will Iris and Barry kiss ever again without Barry traveling through time to make it happen? Who knows? But I think it might be interesting. I'm kind of over speedsters being his enemies, honestly. But I guess I don't know. Because, I mean, this is like the third season. I get there's only been 2 seasons, but this is now the third season where a speedster has been, or may potentially be, the main villain.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see something a little fresher.
Yeah, I agree. Especially when at the very beginning, Barry's always like, I'm the fastest man alive. Like, no, you're not.
we've frequently found that to be untrue, Barry.
You stop lying to the audience.
and mostly to yourself. Stop lying to yourself, sir.
Yeah.
You're
I swear, guys, I am the fastest.
You're at best a close second. Okay. Let's break it down here. So
depending on what speedster is even around, like if they all show up, you could be last place, Barry. Like,
you are not running that race.
Mm-mm.
You don't even get bronze.
Like you did whenever. Yeah, I did you laugh whenever he fell on the ground when he tried to run? At my cold heart. That
you're cold. You're like Frozone. Not Frozone, Mr. Freeze. Different movie. You're Mr. Freeze. Go get your dead wife.
Is that from The Incredibles?
Frozone is from The Incredibles. Yes, his wife is not dead. She has hidden his super suit, and he needs it
in her coffin, right? Because he's dead.
What? No, that's Mr. Freeze.
What?
What? Oh, I'm confused.
No. Yeah, I laughed a little bit, I think, because it just is so ridiculous. It's like, I guess maybe he was having a dizzy spell. Maybe that's not funny.
Well, people with vertigo are suffering, okay, from a very debilitating illness. Okay, don't make fun of people falling down. All right, jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez, Kate.
I'm sorry, Barry. I just need to know where Harrison Wells. I mean.
Oh, Tom Cavanaugh. So yeah, well, we'll have that to look forward to, and we have the musical episode to look forward to.
Are you looking forward to that, or are you kind of like?
I'm trying to be optimistic.
I
feel like musical episodes are only good when Joss Whedon writes them, and that would be Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So
yeah, I was just thinking about that. That was actually a really good episode. Yeah. I actually enjoyed that one more than I thought. But I mean, I like Grant's voice because he did Broadway and stuff, and Cisco can sing, so I look forward to that. Sing. Oh, that's right, because he was in Rent.
He was the original Rent cast member. Yep. So, I mean, I think it'll be good talent-wise. I don't know storyline what the heck they're going to come up with, clearly. Yeah. But anyway, so lots to look forward to.
A metahuman that likes singing in joy. A metahuman of Jessica Day. Like...
She's the Mary Poppins of metahumans.
Yes. I guess that's it, man.
That's it. Miss Kate.
Toodaloo, Camille. I love you.
I love you too. And we love you all. If you're still listening, God bless you. But we'll be back. Yes.
We will.
All right.
Day, every day. Well, just Thursdays.
Just mostly Thursdays.
All right. Bye.
Bye.